Throughout my entire life, I've had a very interesting relationship with money. I would say that it's much more on the side of lacking and scarcity. And of course, this comes down to ideas that I was raised with in regards to what money is. But what's interesting is that what I've found myself doing more recently is noticing how I feel when I go to buy something. It doesn't matter what it is, but noticing how I feel when I go to buy something and realizing that that in and of itself creates my experience. It creates my experience of receiving, right? And the really interesting thing about this is that the feeling is so important because when you go into the feeling of what something means, that's how you're going to experience something. So if what you feel is lack, you're going to experience, and that's not just money. Relationships is everything. How you relate to everything, not just money, not just people, everything, right? Um, so you're going to experience a very specific way of being and living and also receiving, right? And so I have personally found that in my life, the way that this unfolds is um, when you go to, like experience something, how you feel determines how you're going to experience that thing moving forward. So if you find yourself in dissatisfaction, in insufficiency, in lack, in scarcity, you're just going to continue to experience life that way. That's just the way that it works. And I have found for myself that this is when you want to transform how you experience life, you have to transform how you feel about these different experiences. If it's money, you can't come at it from a place of lack, a place of scarcity, a place of thinking that it's the root of all evil, because you're just going to continue experiencing more and more of the same thing. Um, and so, like, I've been practicing these sessions of just being so thankful for um, life and for like what my life looks like right now, each day and night. And it's very interesting because I have been very conditioned into complaining throughout my entire life, and this is something that has become very like it's kind of like it's default for me. Like I'm at the point now where I want to um, challenge myself to see if I can stop myself from complaining. Because complaining in and of itself, it brings you more of the same thing, things to complain about, right? Um, and I'm not saying to just stop complaining altogether. If there's something about life that you don't like, then you can do something to, you know, change how you experience it. Again, though, like it's like when you look at the dynamic of how you experience anything in life, any type of relationship, whether it's money or I don't know how you experience, like people, whatever it is. Uh, it really comes down to the feeling that you get. Really comes down to the feeling that you get. And when you can focus on the feeling and transform the feeling, and if there are people in your life that are just not good for you, then letting them go and moving on and, you know, practicing first, feeling the feeling. You have to ask yourself what the ideal experience is, right? Because the feeling is more important than anything. It's kind of like, like if something really great happens and you feel really great as a result of that, feeling that feeling first is what's necessary. Like for instance, I will go to buy something and I'll be feeling really great throughout the entire experience of buying it, right? Looking at the receipt, just feeling thankful, um, feeling really good if it's food, feeling really good and just thankful and grateful for just the ability to eat. That's a real thing, right? Um, and just going from there, right? That transforms your experience, and then life brings you. Life is a mirror for how you feel internally. That's just the way that it works. Life is a mirror. How you feel internally is what life is going to mirror to you externally. That's just the way that it works. And so when you take that into consideration, if you look at all of the ways that, like for me personally in my own life, when I look at all the ways that I previously approached life from a standpoint of lack, of scarcity, of fear, of anxiety, of depression, yeah, of course your life's going to look like that because you're feeling that. Now, let me make this very clear because this is absolutely necessary. I'm not just telling you to um, look at the low energy negative emotions, the guilt, the fear, the shame, the lack, the scarcity, the anxiety, and the depression, and to just say, I'm just going to stop feeling all that stuff. No, that's not what I'm saying. This can be very easily misinterpreted. Actually, what you need to do is you need to feel the lower energy emotions. You need to allow yourself to sit with them and feel them because this is what healing is. Healing is experiencing the opposite of what was previously experienced. So if what was previously experienced was the pushing down of the shame, the guilt, the anger, the frustration, the fear, the anxiety, the depression, healing is to allow yourself to feel that. You need to feel it in order to heal it. And by the way, it's going to be a lot more easy for anybody to feel the more elevated emotions, the peace, the love, the ecstasy, the euphoria, the gratitude, all that stuff, right? The more elevated emotions, you have to release the lower energy emotions in order to feel the higher vibrational emotions. So this can't be confused because I know that there are a lot of people out there who have serious mental health issues and everything. I'm not saying to just stop. I'm not at all. I'm not. That's not how this works. What you need to do is feel. What you need to do is feel, and very oftentimes these mental health issues, they surface as a result of resistance to the lower energy emotions, right? And you'll be surprised too. Like I used to have these ideas of scarcity, of lack, of money being the root of all evil and everything, and I was very trapped inside of that. And then I allowed myself to like really sit with it and sit with the beliefs that I was raised with and everything, and just allow myself to feel all that stuff and then release it. And then like now, like I don't feel guilty. I don't feel bad about any of that stuff. And it's interesting too because when you feel it and then release it and allow it to just move on and everything, and then you feel the more elevated emotions and stuff, you attract more of those more elevated experiences, and the feeling states, of course. Um, it's just a very interesting experience. This is how this stuff works, and understanding how it works can really transform your life in a very powerful and profound way. So yeah, just wanted to share that. I think that it's very important to. Um, again, I want to make it very understood that you are not to stop feeling the low energy negative emotions. You are to integrate those emotions. Allow yourself to feel. You're not just going to stop. No. You're going to feel to heal, and then you release that energy. The energy around those emotions dissipates. You release that energy, and then you can feel the much more elevated emotions.